Hi, everyone. I'd like to do a shout out to our sponsor, Bako Diagnostics. Early detection is the single most important factor in improving patient outcomes. The Bako Diagnostics team recognizes how impactful a podiatric physician can be and remains committed to supporting you in your role as the first line of defense in diagnosing conditions of the lower extremity. Thanks to the unwavering support of their clients, Bako Diagnostics has been able to give back to the podiatric community for 16 years by providing podiatric educational resources and advocating for the position. Bako Diagnostics, helping podiatric physicians keep America on its feet. If you have not yet had the opportunity to utilize Bako Diagnostics services, get started today by sending an email to corporaterelations@bakoddiagnostics.com. The first 50 podiatry offices who request a starter kit will receive a Dean's Chat mug.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Dean's Chat on location. Dr. Richey, Joe, and I are in Orlando, Florida, and we're going to do a bunch of interviews from the Bako Diagnostics booth today. And Joe, what do you think?
Oh man, Jeff, it's so fun. It's really easy to be in the hall where there's such a great pulse of energy. This morning we had a great kickoff. The FPMA put on a women's breakfast, and to be filled with all of these incredible women that have advanced our profession, it was so humbling and inspiring, and getting to hear a little bit from each of them, it was a really awesome experience.
Oh, that's fabulous. All right, well, let's start doing some interviews.
Let's do it. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Dean's Chat on location here at the SAM meeting in Orlando, Florida. And I am joined by Larissa Schmidt, the past president of the FPMA. Welcome back to Dean's Chat.
Thank you so
in
much.
real life this time.
With my tall bestie here.
Yeah, it's so fun to see someone at my height, and you never know these things through the computer. And so the first thing this morning when I saw you, I was like, you're as tall as I am.
We see each other above the crowd.
That's right.
But thrilled to have you guys here on site. And thank you again for highlighting our conference and prior to this wonderful event. So much prep goes into it, and it's a lot of fun to talk about. And on our podcast, I told you the best part is just watching all the pieces come together.
Yeah.
That's kind of why we're here today. So
Absolutely. And the pulse in here, it's always fun to come to a conference because there's so much energy, and they each have their own feel to them. And this one overwhelmingly is just like jubilation. It's just fun. It's just been really fun. This morning kicked it off with the women's breakfast.
So we were trying to figure out third or fourth year in a row where you just get all the great female practitioners, providers, students, young practitioners, and those all the way extending to our life members in a room together. It's, again, a sold out event every year, and standing room only at times, in the sense that it's just very collegial. We start with our lovely sponsors, and then women go around reading, sharing their story, sharing their experience, sharing advice. And I really love the fact that our young practitioners reach out, like, in a sense, for help, and then they can look around the hall and they can.
Absolutely. And what I really liked so much about the opportunity to be a part of that breakfast this morning was the mix of different levels of career and the wealth of knowledge and really trailblazing women that have advanced our profession, amazing women that have stood their ground and advocated on behalf of themselves and the profession to get us to where we are today. And it's outstanding.
Yeah, thank you for mentioning that. I mean, we had a lot of superstars in the room, but if you think about it, they truly do blaze their own trail. So much of our profession is like looking up to those who come before us.
Yeah.
And I think that these events really do celebrate them just as much as, those people taking really large leadership up in their profession.
Yeah. And then tonight, just to make a full circle, there's a unique event that's really targeted for young practitioners, students and residents. Let's talk a little bit about SAM After Dark.
Yeah, I'd love to. This is going to be a really special kind of like consortium of people, kind of like a speakeasy feel. So it's very, very special and, really personal, invite only, in the sense of getting people to connect. I think that our younger practitioners sometimes don't know how to ask or how to meet, or they're behind their phone making connections. So it's face-to-face opportunities that these wonderful conferences provide that we're able to build off of with really great support from, again, those providers and vendors who are going to help them out within their career.
Yeah. And even just today, sitting next to people that you never meet, and now you have the opportunity to have that connection and those relationships, that having someone that you can reach out to, even if we're not all in the same state, those relationships are what help foster that collaborative spirit. And again, helping support each other. I love the theme of women supporting women this morning. I'm really excited to take that then into tonight and meet all these amazing young people. So
we try real hard to focus on our young practitioners as far as like a very much an attitude of inclusion.
yeah,
We have a really great opportunity for our students, our residents, and our fellows to participate within the poster competitions, as well as for case presentations. So it's really cohesive. It's also a great opportunity for them to practice public speaking
yeah.
or defense as far as why they did something certain way, which again is another opportunity that may launch them later on in their career.
My last one, and this will be the last one because I know you have lots of things to get to. The Quiz Bowl.
Oh, wow. Yeah, thanks for bringing that up. The quiz bowl is a lot of fun. What it is that speed lightning round type questions, and we get 3 people who then advance to our final Jeopardy game. It's something that's very sought after. It absolutely draws a crowd. Again, getting people to hang out in the exhibit hall, but also engage with these sorts of things is really special. As nerve-wracking as it might be from students, the overall opinion after the fact is that was actually a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So, and people in the crowd kind of get a little riled up, and it's really cool that again we're able to have our students here. We're very appreciative for letting them come up and away from clinics and all the other things that are constant out there for them. But I think it's a fun opportunity to let their knowledge shine and also have a little fun doing so.
Absolutely. Celebrate their journey of learning and then give them the chance to also relationship build and connect. And I thought it was absolutely spectacular that so many different events that you guys have really focused on to bring the whole team together from beginning to end. And I commend you. It's been a really fun experience.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of work that goes into it, but it's all with good intent.
Yeah.
Really, truly, lectures go from everything crazy surgical to that of cash-based services. So we're trying to really cover the mix. I'm very proud to have a mother who's even retired as a podiatrist, and she still loves coming to the conference for both education as well as, the collegial aspect. So I love that we were able to create that environment.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time, Larissa. We appreciate it. And until next time, everyone, cheers. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Dean's Chat here on location at the SAM conference here in Orlando, Florida. And I am joined by Dr. Tim Miller, the newly elected treasurer of the Florida Podiatric Medical Association.
Absolutely.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
You were the secretary?
I was the secretary.
All right. Yeah, and now you have upgraded, upshifted?
I guess, moved up the ladder, I would say that.
Yeah.
How it works here in Florida is that once you're elected, you start off as secretary and move your way up. And so I was elected secretary last year. And secretary is more of a role where you're dealing with, obviously, secretarial duties with minutes and keeping meetings in order. But a lot of it is also communication with the different aspects of the FPMA.
Yeah.
The FPMA is very, very large, and it has a lot of components to it. There are a lot of different committees that really do support the FPMA. And one of the secretary's duties is to kind of help all those committees glue together to form the entity of FPMA. So that was really cool. It was a lot of different perspectives and different conversations with a lot of people, different Zoom meetings there. Of keeping everything organized.
Yeah.
And on top of that, I'm also the exhibit hall chair of the FPMA, which you may have seen on the Dean's Chat episode highlighting our conference. But that helped with my secretary duties as well, because the connections I made in the secretary duties helped with the exhibit hall and vice versa. So now as treasurer, I leave those behind to the newly elected secretary, and I come up and I am now dealing with the budgetary finances of the Florida Podiatric Medical Association. So in that, it's helping to run the SAM conference. We have a summer conference in Bonita Springs as well too, but also our executive board and our executive committee duties as well too, making sure that we are being financially responsible with our members there and making sure that we are giving back to our members. Our members give us so much and are really as a lifeline of the Florida Podiatric Medical Association. So being able to give back to them and to support them is truly my passion as treasurer.
I love that. And it really starts to give you a full picture too of the association, that as you continue to move through opportunities in the future, you really get to that point where you understand all of these different roles and the collaborative nature and efforts that go into running an association.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And as the state of Florida, we're one of the biggest states in the country, podiatry-wise. So our component is relatively large. And we've gotten to a point now where the SAM conference has become international. I've had conversations today with people from Connecticut, Minnesota, Oregon, and Canada. So multiple different, it's not just the state of Florida anymore. I just think it's so cool about how really we have expanded outside of the state of Florida and our impact throughout the country.
Absolutely. And speaking of impact, real talk with the foot doc. We walked by and we did a selfie with you guys doing a live episode.
Yeah.
It's fun to be on a podcast.
It's really cool. So I love what you guys do with Dean's Chat. So how you are able to talk about all different walks of life for podiatry, pre-students, students, residents, fellow attendings, young physicians. You just paint such an amazing picture. Our profession's amazing anyway, but you're able to paint that picture in such a great light. So our goal with Real Talk with a Foot Doc is painting that picture, but outside of podiatry. Yeah. So we are really geared towards the general audience.
Yeah.
So we're having conversations with the camera, but conversations with our audience, talking about who we are, what we do, and how we can help. That's at the end of the day, it's how we can help. And we've got some great feedback from future patients who become our patients. We've gotten great feedback from parents of people who participate as well too. And it's just funny how we can really gear towards them outside of podiatry. And we've actually gained so much interest now in podiatry that our goal now is to continue to support the efforts that you've done to support our profession and just continue that.
Absolutely. And I love that there are different avenues of working to strengthen brand awareness. Like, what is a podiatrist? Yep. What do they do? Yep. A student comes into it and they're looking at it through the lens of, is this a profession that I want to be a part of? Is this a career that I can get behind? But then they go home and they talk to people and they're like, what are you doing? What is this? Or you have a patient that needs care, having an opportunity to meet people where they are. I think it's wonderful what you're doing. And so again, it was just fun to get to go and have a little peek into the window of what it's like on the other side of things. So
I appreciate that. Yeah. We're really trying to, our catchphrase we're trying to promote is below the knee, come see me.
Oh, I love it.
So below the knee, come see me. But we're also trying to promote that we are really training with everything. And a lot of manifestations of systemic diseases or other things can start in the feet.
Absolutely.
And we see that and we find that and we can correctly diagnose that. So even though we're focused on an area of the body, we are so well trained. All of the podiatric schools now are so well trained and integrated in the healthcare system. It's just a phenomenal aspect of medicine that is just still so untapped. And I think the potential is there. We are just such on a bright future to bright future.
Totally agree. I think that's a beautiful mic drop moment. So yeah, I don't have a mic. Well, I have my proverbial one, right? Yeah. But until next time, everyone, cheers. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Dean's Chat on location here at the SAM meeting in Orlando, Florida. And I am joined by Dr. Diana Rogers, who I'm so excited to have the chance to sit next to for this interview. Diana, welcome back to Dean's Chat. My first time where I get to be a part of the interview. So you are the newly elected vice president for the Florida Podiatric Medical Association. And welcome back to Florida.
Thank you.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit. You started a new residency program.
We did.
And you have your first resident.
We do. So we are at the North Florida, South Georgia VA is our residency program under Dr. Joseph, who started a program after moving Shoal and coming down. We took our first resident, who is Natalie Cornelison, who that last name may ring a bell. Is her father is Quintucito Amos. He are infamous. I don't know. He is the past president of ACFAS, and he is currently the president of the California Podiatric Medical Association. That's APMA.
Yeah.
So he has a very strong podiatry presence. His daughter, Natalie, this is our first resident. She's our inaugural resident, and we could not have picked somebody better. She has just been breath of fresh air. She's so positive. She's awesome. She's amazing. Her sister is also in podiatry.
Yeah.
So Haley Cornwell, and she is in the APMA. She's actually our liaison for ABFAS. So we have, again, they're very different, but just both
Yeah.
So yeah, we're very excited to have her.
We've had Haley on as a guest in Dean's Chat when we do our students highlights, but we have not yet had the chance to have Natalie on. And when I met Natalie last night, because I ran into Mike, when I found out she was your resident, I was like, I want to go hang out with Diana. Like, I want to be her resident. So just absolutely thrilled.
It's tough, as a resident coming in with no senior residents.
Yeah.
We actually kind of jokingly call all of ourselves PGY 30s because we're with her all day.
Yeah.
Every day. Dr. Joseph was with her all day, every day.
Yeah.
She's coming in and blazing the trail for residents on her end. So we just had Crip and we're very excited. It was awesome to see all the students that we get to know throughout the year through all of your workshops that you do. ABFAS, ACFAS, FPMA, we're all over the state. We are doing a lot of student recruitment.
Yeah.
I just recently did a lab at FSU.
Fantastic.
I was like,
no.
so
Yeah. And no, but we share a little bit of the, my parents were graduates of FSU. So go Seminoles.
Yes. Woo-hoo. So I actually partnered with a company and they allowed us to use their cadaver lab.
Oh,
so last year was our first year and we had 17 students.
Oh, that's
showing up for a cadaver lab. And then they got so excited, they reached out to me to set up another one and we got 37.
Oh my goodness, that's outstanding.
So we're hoping we brought our residents in, so back to the residency training.
Yeah.
Circle. We brought students from Barry University in to teach our undergrad students.
Yeah.
Natalie, as a resident, we invited the Jacksonville residents. So again, they got to see what it's like to be on the side of teaching.
Yeah.
Fresh new eyes. And it was really an amazing experience because as a resident, you're always the one being trained.
Right.
But when you actually are on the other side and get to see how training is done, you got to see as a resident the excitement of students' eyes. So I got amazing feedback from the students and the residents where they got to teach undergrads. So I think maybe in the student recruitment arena, maybe we can somehow incorporate residents a little bit more into the training of the undergrads. But again, just getting cadaver labs going, getting them excited about CAF and what we do every day. So it's nice.
That's such a great event too, because the residents get the opportunity to really appreciate how far they've come and how much they do know. And in that moment of teaching, you really are able to solidify, like, look at how far I have come. And it's great for the students because they see themselves in that resident and they can see what it could look like in that capacity. And we were actually just talking with Dr. Ramil, who is also a friend of yours. Your prior attending, if I remember you saying correctly. And so again, it's amazing, right? Florida is such a hub for residency training and fellowship training as well, that it's really wonderful to see all of these different opportunities to engage with students and prospective students and residents and fellows, and then also young practitioners.
Absolutely. I love seeing. Am I allowed to give a shout out?
Of course.
So yeah, it was actually Arthrex, and I have to tell you, they have come through every year, and we're already setting up educational grants for next year actually, I'm hoping they're going to agree to it this spring. So we actually will have an event in the spring and an event in the fall. And again, the students have already reached out to me to set up another one. So I'm hoping to get at least 55, 60.
Oh, that's awesome.
I already have 3 students who have told me they're going to apply to podiatry.
Yeah.
So again, if we can get even 10 of those students come to what we do. And again, even if they don't apply to podiatry school, just in general, to get them to know about podiatry.
Absolutely. The awareness. Yeah. And I will double your shout out because Arthrex also hosted a workshop for us in Arizona. And I heard that they're doing one this weekend for students as well. So again, we cannot do it without our support from our industry sponsors. So I validate and I double down on that shout out. So yes, thank you so much. Well, and thank you, Diana. We really appreciate your time. I know you have lots of things to get to. So until next time, everyone, cheers.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Dean's Chat on location. We're at the SAM meeting in Orlando. I'm with one of Florida's leaders, Patricia Nicholas. Welcome to Dean's Chat on location.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, we're so excited to have you here. Now, you're within the state. They have regions.
Yes.
And you're head of, is it Lee?
Lee County, Southwest Florida.
Southwest Florida. Wow. So Tell us about your journey. Tell us about your podiatry journey.
My podiatry journey, I from New York. I'm a transplant. We all, eventually migrate to Florida. I'm a class of 1993 from NYCPM, Wyckoff Residency, and was president of the New York State Podiatric Medical Association. In 2017, I was on the board for many years before that, moved to Florida 7 years ago. And I said, I'm retired from this. I did a lot of work in New York. I'm coming to Florida. I'm going to take it easy. Lo and behold, I'm now currently the Lee County president for the FPMA product,
It hooked you right away.
Yes. What happened when you love your profession, you want to give back. The profession has done so great things to me. I love podiatry. I love everything about what I do every day. So you want to continue giving back to the newer generation. You want to keep learning for yourself so you can share with others about our profession.
Absolutely. So Patricia, what's it like here at the meeting for you? You having a good time?
I'm having a fantastic time. I cannot wait. I just came back from the New York conference.
Yes, that was last weekend.
Yes, we almost snowstorming, but we came back just in time. I love coming to the same meeting. There's a vibe. And then we look forward to meeting our colleagues. I love the networking part of it, but also the new lectures. I tell my patient, I'm going to run a conference. Oh, find out if they're going to have this. I'm like, I'm going to find out if there's a new treatment for this, for that. So and they all ask me, what did you learn on your conference, Dr. Nicholas? What did you bring? I bring the shoehorn for the patients. They want it. And then I get new idea for the practice, new technique or something you've been doing that is confirmed that you're on the same page as your colleagues. And you mentor. And I'm big on advocacy. I think every single one of us need to advocate for our profession. We are a small profession. We are a great profession. I had my children when I was in podiatry school and in our residency program. I think it's a phenomenal opportunity to serve, to give back, and to really, I tell people that we are the profession. When people come in pain, if you do it right, they come out all happy. They will give you a hug. They'll smile. They cannot wait to come back and see you again. And we have to go advocacy to the PAC. I'm a believer that everybody should be donating to the PAC because there's a lot of pressing issue facing our profession, both in Florida and nationally, and every podiatrist should be contributing because they're practicing podiatry in the state.
And all advocacy starts locally and then spreads
Yes,
out.
yes.
So you're a phenomenal example of that. That's
you.
great. Thank you. It's a pleasure meeting you.
Likewise, and I've seen your Dean Chat, and you're doing a phenomenal job. Continue so.
Well, I think we need to get you on a real Dean Chat.
Whenever, I'm always available for our profession. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Dean's Chat on Location. We're at the SAM meeting in Orlando, and I've got the great pleasure of introducing one of my former students, Matthew Greenblatt. Matthew, welcome to Dean's Chat.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate that.
Oh, it's a pleasure. It seems like yesterday you were at the Arizona College.
Yep. It was awesome. I really appreciate it.
Now, I have to tell you, it's no surprise to me that you're staying in education. You're the assistant director at the Bethesda Residency program. How'd that play out?
So when I first got out, I finished my fellowship in Baltimore, and then I moved down to West Palm Beach, started joining a practice down there, and there's a residency program. There's the JFK Hospital program, and then there's the Bethesda Memorial program. And I just kind of started showing up to academic lectures, meetings, and then they were kind of looking to fill that role, and I offered to kind of fill that role for them. It's been great.
I found when I started a residency and I was the clerkship director, it kept me on my toes.
Yeah, absolutely. No, you're always learning. I mean, that's the beauty of what we do. I think you have to be a constant student.
It's lifelong learner, absolutely. So reflections on your time in Arizona. We sure enjoyed having you as a student.
I loved it. I think it played a big role in why I wanted to go to Florida, honestly. I got a taste of the warm weather and I was like, oh, this is really nice. But the Arizona school is awesome. I was really lucky to kind of be one of I think we were first class. It might have been. And I felt like we were very, very challenged in what we did. It was hard. I probably wouldn't do it again, honestly. It was hard. But I'm very grateful for my time there.
Oh, that's great. There's that old saying, there's a reason that everybody gives back to their undergraduate institution. That's where you're having fun, going to football games. When you go to professional school, it's not fun anymore. So you are just a great, tremendous alum of our college, and I think.
No, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
And then, so we're going to be sending students towards your way.
Yeah, no, I look forward to it. It's an awesome program. Dr. Ortiz, who's the residency director, is awesome. Does a lot of good cases. I'm starting to pick up more and more. And I love working with the residents. And I think it's kind of going to be an up and coming program if it's not already there already.
It is definitely awesome. That's fact. Thanks for joining.
Yeah, of course.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Dean's Chat on Location. We're in Orlando, Florida at the SAM conference, and I'm here with our current president of the APMA, Dr. Brooke Bisbee. Welcome back to Dean's Chat.
Thank you so much. It's been great. I think this is my third time this year on Dean's Chat, and it's hard to believe only 6 more weeks.
That is so, time flies. But you've been the president not only for the year, but you took the position 3 months before it officially started when Dr. Santi had some medical.
Right.
Well, it's been a whirlwind. What's it been like?
Craziness. So, like you said, I started 3 months early, and this was one of my first meetings. The New York Clinical Conference last year was like 2 weeks after I took over, and then I immediately came down here. And January, February, March are crazy. Then you get a little bit of downtime in April, and then May, June, and July are crazy. So it kind of waxes and wanes. But yeah, I've got like 4 more trips in the next 6 weeks, and I haven't been home in about 2 weeks now.
We're going to be with you at the House of Delegates in 6 weeks.
Right.
6 weeks? Not even. Give or take.
Yeah.
So when you look back and reflect on your presidency, what are the highlights? What did you really remember, and how we've made a difference as a profession?
Right. I would say the biggest thing is the friendliness, number one, of our association, of our profession. Everybody's always friendly, but it seems in this year that there's just been so much more enthusiasm and so much energy, camaraderie amongst people. One of my big goals coming in was to try and reunify, build back some bridges between different groups within the profession. And, nothing's perfect yet, but we've definitely made some good strides towards that. We've had meetings with certain other podiatry organizations that we haven't had meetings with in a couple of decades. And we've been to their meeting, they're coming to our meetings. And we're just seeing all the different groups work together for student recruitment. In the past, it was you were in charge of it or you're in charge of it. And now all of the groups are finally coalescing around it, and they're all working together.
I think it's fact. So you really help spearhead a lot of those relationships. And it's not easy, right? I mean, they're humans. We all have different priorities at different times. Many of the docs are in practice. So sometimes these advocacy issues or things that are best for the profession are on the back burner.
Right.
But you help bring them to the front burner. So thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Absolutely.
Right. So what are you going to do after you're done with your presidency?
I don't know. My office manager and my husband both think I'm going to go nuts. But and take a downtime. I have told the APMA staff and the board members that on March 19th, right after the House, I'm leaving for a 6-day trip with just my husband, and I'm turning my phone off. So they are not allowed to call me for 6 days or text me. But I think I have been asked by our governor in Arkansas to serve on our licensing board. She asked me a couple of years ago, and I told her I just couldn't do it right then. So I'm assuming that that's going to be coming down the pipe here shortly. And I'll still be on the board for 1 more year as past president. So
cut you off full turkey.
No, but we actually have a policy prop in that's coming to the House of Delegates. And if it does pass, it will reduce the size of the board. And one position that's going away will be the past president. So if it does pass, I will be the last past president on the board. And so then they will cut them off cold turkey. But yeah, I'll still be involved. I mean, I'm going to, take a little downtime. I don't know what that is. I've got to relearn what downtime is. And, but I'm sure at some point I'll volunteer again to be on committees. I used to do the RUC for APMA and be one of the advisors. And there's a possibility I may be helping that team again at some point. So I'll be around still.
Great. Well, you've been a selfless advocate for our profession for so many years, and it culminated in your presidency. And you've done such a great job.
Thank you.
On behalf of the profession.
You're so welcome. It's been my pleasure. It's been an honor to serve our profession. Absolutely.
Thanks for joining us on Chat.
You're so welcome. Thank you. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. Dean's Chat on location at the SAM meeting in Orlando. And Joanne and I are so fortunate to have a wonderful relationship with Bako Diagnostics. There's a big booth here, double-sized booth, and Bako was so kind to let us join them and do our Dean's Chat interviews today. We wanted to introduce you to the Bako team, and I'm going to turn it over to Anthony.
I'm Anthony Gambetta, regional salesman for Bako. I want to say thank you for being here at Dean's Chat. You guys have actually drawn so many people to the booth. It's been a lot of fun having everybody run up and be like, can I be on it? Can I be on it? Everybody's been super excited. Even before we opened this morning, people were asking. So I want to introduce my Florida team. Right now, to my right, we have Larissa.
Hi, I'm Larissa. I'm the Southeast Florida rep. Thank you for coming, and we love that you spent the day here with us.
To my left, it's Laurel.
I'm Laurel Fink. I cover the West Florida area, so Tampa down to Naples. I have to say one thing, biopsy. Also, thank you to Dean's Chat.
And Tabitha.
And my name is Tabitha. I'm your new Orlando and North Florida rep in Jacksonville. Thank you for having me. It's been a great experience, and I'm excited to come back next year.
And our new marketing manager.
Yes, I'm Jasmine Baker. I'm the marketing manager. I'm hometown at Bako Diagnostics at the headquarters. I had the best time this year. I loved meeting everybody and seeing everybody come through the booth. So thank you guys so much for being here.
Well, we really appreciate, again, all the support that you give to our students, our residents, our practicing physicians. We could not do it without you as a partner in this mission to propel the profession. So thank you so much, and very much for sharing your space with us. Laurel, this is the second time we've done it. It's just a lot of fun. So thank you so much.
And I'd be remiss if I didn't mention our team building exercise today. We were fixing the banner, and Anthony had a screwdriver in his pocket. I'm like, really? I mean, we love it. All right.
Photos to be on the social media.
Absolutely. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye now. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Dean's Chat on location. I'm here with a very good friend and leader in our podiatric profession, Dr. John Evans. John, welcome back to Dean's Chat.
Jeff, thank you. It's a pleasure to be here with you in Florida.
And you are no stranger to Dean's Chat. We did an episode not too long ago.
No, you were kind enough to have me on, and it was a blast talking with you.
Oh, that's fabulous. So how you liking the meeting?
This meeting is amazing. This is my first time here.
Oh?
So I've heard about it for decades. And it's always been nice, but it was never on my wavelength. So this year I'm down here, and I am truly enjoying the conference. It is so much more than what I expected. So I'm very, very happy to come, and I certainly would recommend that other people attend this, even if you're not from the Florida area.
Well, the word is out because I heard there are 1,300 registered podiatrists here. That's a big conference.
It is. It appears to be larger than what they tell me it has been in the past.
I think you're right. I think you're all.
I know there's a lot of choices people have to practice.
Absolutely.
But this one certainly has met my expectation. And it's especially nice that you and Joanna are here, because it's not easy with your schedules, I know, to come to all these different places. So I applaud you for carving out time, to advocate for the profession the way you are doing.
Well, we appreciate that. Thank you, John. How's everything going in your leadership roles with peripheral vascular disease and all your efforts there?
Hey, it's great. It's great. Podiatry is being recognized more and more as being one of the most important aspects of the treatment paradigm for patients who have impaired circulation. And our profession is learning more and more about it. We're working more with the other national associations, the American Heart Association, the American Multiplexology, and the different limb preservation and amputation prevention associations around the country, along with wound care organizations. So what I'm trying to do is just advocate and increase awareness and education on vascular disease for our profession. So it's a lot of fun, and it's certainly what I enjoy doing right now. Certainly when I get to hang out with people like you and help.
Well, I've told you this before, but everybody appreciates your advocacy for the profession. And thank you for all you do for so many years. And it's so great to see you here in Florida.
That's kind of you. Thank you very much.
Thanks for joining me.
My
All right.
pleasure.
Bye-bye.
All
Hello,
right.
everyone, and welcome back to Dean's Chat on location here at the SAM meeting in Orlando, Florida, accompanied by my friend, Dr. Bill Shear.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
All right. Well,
to Dean's Chat.
good to be back.
Yeah, and so you have a unique position in the sense that you get to really go to all the different schools, all the different conferences as a consultant for Bako. Tell us a little bit about your experience and what you've noticed.
Okay. Well, first of all, I do want to really, it's a great opportunity, basically, because I'm really involved as a consultant for Bako. A lot of people see me at these events and think, oh, you're an employee from Bako. And no, I'm a podiatrist, just like everybody else. I just do consulting with Bako. So I try to act as a liaison between our profession and the lab, and then also between the lab and our profession. So in other words, they kind of look at me as to say, okay, what's the pulse of podiatry? If we're going to try a new marketing campaign, or let's say some new diagnostic testing, and we'll kind of beta test it with me first, so to speak. So I do have expertise in dermatology and even onychomycosis, which are kind of the biggest components of what Bako does. But really the fun part of my job, or at least I'd like to think it's the fun part, is that I get to attend a lot of different seminars. And I'm able to go to all the schools of podiatric medicine to do biopsy workshops, educational lectures, coding seminars, and really be an ambassador, not only for podiatry, but for Bako with the students and residents. And it's a wonderful opportunity. And really this year I'm sensing a lot of new energy, which is kind of fun too. So
And certainly I have my own feels on some of this energy. What do you think is the most exciting part about the shifts and the changes that you've been noticing?
Well, as an old guy, okay, I'm seeing sort of the older guard kind of fall away, where I'm not certain they're falling away, but I'm seeing a lot of new faces. And when I see new faces, especially the young doctors, I could remind myself when we were students, we were residents, and I was an APMSA delegate at Barry University. So I went to all the APMA meetings, and the SAM meeting here, I've been attending since I was a student at Barry, since like 1989, 1990. So there's that kind of awe the first time you go here. And when you see a resident or student come to these meetings the first time, they're like, wow, this is so cool. And that's what I think is refreshing, where a lot of the older doctors, sometimes they're a little grumpy walking around sometimes. But the fact is the young doctors, it's the future of our profession. And they're really well trained. There's a lot of energy. There's a lot of excitement. They're really happy they're choosing this profession. And that's really refreshing because I think that's our future, okay? When we're long and gone, or maybe I'm long and gone, podiatry is still going to be here. And the people that we're seeing here is representing the future.
I completely agree. And it's so fun to see how much engagement the young professionals, spanning everything from early career physicians to students and residents, really getting involved and engaged. So I agree. That's been a really fun, and it brings this energy to the meetings.
So like even the FPMA meeting here, they're trying this after dark. It's sort of a top secret speakeasy thing. They're really tight with who's getting invited to this. Bako's a sponsor of that, of course. But what they want to do is invite some of the residents, some of the students, young doctors especially. They don't want the old guard there, so I don't want anybody getting upset if they didn't get a ticket. But it's a really tight-knit group of maybe less than 100 people, and they just want to engage in conversations about our present and our future and kind of what direction we want to go into. So that's kind of cool.
And I love that because so much of what we do is improved with relationships and having these opportunities to connect with each other in smaller, kind of more intimate settings where you can truly foster a relationship, get to know someone. And especially when you're early in your career, sometimes you don't know, who do I reach out to? Who has the experience in this area? I've seen a couple of these patients with a derm issue, and I don't know where to go with it. And I need some guidance, or I'd love to just reach out to someone. And I met this person at this event. And so being able to have those opportunities to build those relationships helps the whole profession continue to move forward with lots of engagement.
Absolutely, yeah. One of the things that I feel very fortunate with is that when I enter practice, I had a mentor, okay? And that mentor is Russell Gordino. He's in South Florida. And what happened was he taught me a lot about coding, a lot about practice management, stuff that, the business of podiatry. So I do recommend that all the young doctors try to get a mentor somewhere. And it's not, it can be hard, okay? Because not every podiatrist wants to be a mentor or mentee. But basically, it's, again, a relationship about someone who can you call when you have a question? Who can you call when you have a challenge? And the fact of the matter is we're all in this really boat together. And I think it behooves all of us to kind of cater to the younger doctors and help them if they need a situation. I always tell people, I said, look, don't friend request me on Facebook, but anybody who LinkedIn, I accept their response. So I get a lot of communication via LinkedIn, which is a very powerful tool. But I'm also surprised that a lot of young doctors are not on LinkedIn. Okay, that's shocking to me. Don't text me on Instagram or Snapchat or any of these other ones. LinkedIn is the way to go. So
right.
yeah.
You heard it here. If you're trying to get a hold of Dr.
Yes.
Shear, LinkedIn is the way.
That is the way.
And
yes.
LinkedIn's my preferred social media platform as well, just because I can't manage 100 different things.
Yeah.
And that's the one that I'm on, so that's the one that's going to stay.
Yeah.
But we really appreciate all your time, Dr. Shear. I do have one final thing, just as a fun fact. What's your favorite dermatopathology thing? If you could only pick one thing to talk about, if someone were to ask you, give us a lecture.
My favorite is going to have to be defaulting to onychomycosis, which is probably the most boring of all. But it's my favorite because it's what we see the most of, and it's really something that we maybe are underappreciating. The thing that's a little frustrating to me is that podiatry has become a surgical subspecialty. So all of our doctors are well-trained in ankle fusions and all these big surgeries, but something simple like onychomycosis. On a 4-year education, we might spend one lecture on that. In the clinics, it's like, okay, it's a nails thing. Where we really need to treat this as a serious disease because, number one, patients want treatments and diagnoses and cures. And we really need to elevate dermatology to the level that we've elevated surgery because there's just such a golden opportunity there. So nails especially, that's why that's my favorite.
All right, that's totally fair. And I agree. It's interesting to hear. We get the privilege of talking to a lot of students and prospective students, and a lot of students are very interested in fields like dermatology. And when they find out that that is an opportunity in podiatry, like you can see their ears perk up. Like, I didn't know that was part of podiatry. And so there's something for everyone. And that's what's really the best part about it.
And not everybody enjoys surgery. I mean, this has high stress and it requires a lot of manual dexterity. The fact is that that's what's great about podiatry. Podiatrics, geriatrics, sports medicine, dermatology. I mean, there's a lot here. So the diversity of our profession is what really attracted me also.
Absolutely. And having those tools to help us with accurate diagnostics to then help guide our therapeutics. I agree. It's the field continues to move in all the right directions.
Well, I always say if you can't diagnose it correctly, you can't treat it correctly, and you can't bill for it correctly. So diagnosis and financial, they're linked. Okay, so thank you very much again.
So much for your time.
Have a great show.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Dean's Chat on location. We're at the SAM meeting in Orlando, and my guest is the Vice President for Advocacy, Chad Apple at APMA. Welcome to Dean's Chat.
Great. Thank you very much for having me. Appreciate it.
You know, we always talk about advocacy and politics starts at home, but there's no bigger influence on advocacy in our profession than APMA. And we so appreciate your role. Can you give us a little bit of a description of what you do in the advocacy front?
Sure. Well, for APMA, and we are the sole organization that represents the profession on Capitol Hill and with payers and with our state components with state legislatures. So my job is to make sure we're representing the profession there, representing well. We're going in Capitol Hill. This past year, we had over 150 meetings on Capitol Hill. We attended PAC events with members of Congress. So we had 83 events. We went to represent APMA PAC with members of Congress on Capitol Hill and across the country, and talking about things that our members care about back to their practice, right? Talking about scope of practice at the state level, talking about Medicare reimbursement, talking about Medicaid and burdens like prior auth. And I just want to make sure that the profession can see the patients and get paid for it.
Absolutely. Well, you just hit on a lot of topics because if there's an area in podiatric medicine that needs advocacy, it is indeed scope,
yes,
payment, CMS
yes,
issues,
yes,
and making sure that all physicians, not just podiatrists, are getting paid in an equitable manner.
Exactly.
So we appreciate all you do at APMA, and of course, as a dean of one of the schools, anything we can do to help you out. What's been one of the bigger surprises you've had in your role in Advocacy?
Oh, the passion of members. I'm not that surprised by it, but surprised that, they were ready for change. And we brought a new team on, and we've just been so accepted by the membership, right? And how willing they are to go out there and advocate for the profession. So it's been great.
And everybody does it internally, but it doesn't really happen as a collective group oftentimes. I feel that.
Definitely. Yeah.
All right, Chad. Well, hey, thanks for stopping.
Great. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
You bet. Thanks.
Yeah.
Hello, and welcome back to Dean's Chat on location here at the SAM meeting in Orlando, Florida. And I am joined by repeat guest, Mr. Clayton Coombe, student doctor Clayton Coombe from Temple University. We got to meet each other at the American College of Foot and Ankle Surgeons. Was it last year? Okay, last year. And you were a first year at that time, and now second year. How's it going?
Oh my God, thank you so much. Good to see you, Dr. Jensen and Richey. And it's going well. I'm enjoying the journey, loving being at Temple and loving all the experiences I'm making so far and be able to advocate for students as an APMSA delegate. So it's been amazing.
Absolutely. And you've had a lot of different opportunities to engage with students also through the content that you put out. Can you tell us a little bit about your inspiration and the stories that you share?
So it's interesting because when I was applying to podiatry in medical school, right, I wanted to see the day in the life. I wanted to be able to look and see, okay, so this might be what I'll experience at this time. And I really didn't see a lot of that. There were some really good ones at the time, but I didn't see enough of it. So in my head, I was like, okay, I want to create something that, I don't know where it's going to go, but I want to create something that it might help other students in the future who are in my position at the time. So I was like, okay, this is an amazing field, right? And ever since I found out about it, it's it's an amazing field and people should know about it. So I decided to start recording videos of what a day in the life will look like, study tips, how to go about different things and approach different situations in school. So it's been a mission for me to do this, and it's been enjoyable as well. So I'm happy to be able to, I always have the mindset of giving back and reaching back and pulling the next person up. So it's I love it.
Oh, and I guarantee you that I love your content. I think it's wonderful for students that are in it to hear from each other, because there's ups and downs through school, and something that maybe worked well for you, people can use that. But it's also great for students, like you said, that want to see themselves doing something, and they don't want to see it from me. They want to see it from a student that's living it in that moment, right? As a faculty, we can talk to or blue in the face. Being able to see yourself in someone else's journey gives inspiration. And I think it's wonderful what you're doing. I think the fact that you're able to maintain all your academic, all your APMSA roles, all your other roles that you have as a human and life and the people that are in your life, and then just also still give back, I think it's just absolutely fantastic. What are you thinking about SAM so far? How's it been?
Oh my God, it's amazing. I came in here and I was blown away, all the different exhibits.
Yeah.
And they did a phenomenal job putting this together. The Florida Podiatric Medical Association. So thank you to them. And I'm actually here because we're recording our first ever APMSA podcast called Straight from the Soul. So it's made by podiatry students for podiatry students, giving us the real journey.
Yeah.
So, stay tuned for that. Coming up shortly.
And that's such a wonderful outlet for our students to hear from each other, to showcase each other, and to talk about the things that you're interested in. And we are excited. I know this has been a project that's been long coming. So congratulations. That's a big accomplishment for the APMSA to have planned those goals and then be able to execute on them. Again, we commend you on that.
No, thank you. It's an honor. Of course, love Dean's Chat. So you guys do an amazing job. I watch all the episodes.
Oh, thank you. Well, thank you for your time today. I know there's a lot of things happening, and we look forward to future episodes. So thank you so much.
And I got my cup.
Oh, good.
I drink it every
Yes,
day. I drink my
awesome.
coffee in it every day.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Dean's Chat. We are on location at the SAM meeting in Orlando, and I'm joined by somebody who's not a stranger to Dean's Chat, Kenny Hall Johnson from APMSA.
Thanks for having me. Thank you.
Oh, it's great to see you. You and I have done with Joe, we've done some interviews on Zoom. And then when I saw you here in the hall, I'm like, Kenny's bigger than I thought he was.
I get a lot. I get that quite a lot. You're way taller than I thought you would be. Yes.
Oh, that's very good. Anyway, thank you for making time to join us. What do you think of the meeting so far, Kenny?
Excellent. Excellent. I've never been to Disney World, so like even driving in, I'm like, this is really Disney World. And I walked in, it's like everyone's so warm and welcoming, and it's like everyone's here just help to use podiatry. So I'm definitely ecstatic to be here.
You know, it's interesting. There's so much advocacy and there's so much energy around boosting podiatry. Let's talk for a minute or so or longer about your new podcast.
Sure.
It's sponsored by APMA. It's students interfacing with students. Tell us more about it, the name and the origin. The floor is yours.
Awesome. So APMA, we have a student-run podcast called Straight from the Soul. We'll be shooting our first inaugural episode tonight, actually, around 6 o'clock. Basically, it's a voice for all the students across the United States, and also for prospective students that have questions about the field itself and where its trajectory is going.
Oh my gosh, that's great. So give us kind of a glimpse of the future here. What are the episodes? What are you highlighting?
So the first episode today is basically like this questions to some other APMA members. The second episode, which we discussed before too, FPMA, is like the woman in podiatry episode. So
yes,
a lot of women have questions about how to run a practice, how to have a family, those type of situations while actually ascending through podiatry. And as that not only can help podiatrists, but also all women in medicine as well. So that's a big episode, and a lot of people are excited.
Oh, very much so. Well, it's interesting, Kenny. It's one thing to film an episode. It's a whole nother thing behind the curtain, right? You've been working on this for a long time. You're getting music, you're getting art, you're getting the filming, you're getting editing. I commend you for your energy, especially as a student.
Right. I'm nothing without, my team. I'm a former athlete, so nothing without the team that's next to me. And this teammate in this avenue of my life is the board of trustees of APMA and all of my president's committee chair members. They've been exceptional for helping us build this platform for the future.
Oh my gosh, I'm looking forward to watching and listening, audio and visual.
I think it's gonna be audio and visual.
Oh, that's
visually. Should be uploading on YouTube. I think it's gonna also have a video, audio only Spotify, but it's still in the works.
Absolutely, that's the way to go. Well, if Joe or I can help you or give you any thoughts or ideas, please just reach out.
Absolutely. It's a pleasure always to talk to you both.
All right, my friend.
Thank you so much.
All right, we'll see you tonight. Okay, bye-bye now. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Dean's Chat. We are on location at the SAM meeting in Orlando, and I'm joined by somebody who's not a stranger to Dean's Chat, Kenny Hall-Johnson from APMA.
Thanks for having me. Thank you.
Oh, it's great to see you. You and I have done with Joe, we've done some interviews on Zoom, and then when I saw you here in the hall, I'm like, Kenny's bigger than I thought he was.
I get it a lot. I get that quite a lot. Like, you're way taller than I thought you would be. Yes.
Oh, that's very good. Anyway, thank you for making time to join us. What do you think of the meeting so far, Kenny?
Excellent. Excellent. I've never been to Disney World, so like even driving in, I'm like, this is really Disney World. And I walked in, it's like everyone's so warm and welcoming, and it's like everyone's here just help to use podiatry. So I'm definitely ecstatic to be here.
It's interesting. There's so much advocacy and there's so much energy around boosting podiatry. Let's talk for a minute or so or longer about your new podcast.
Sure.
It's sponsored by APMA. It's students interfacing with students. Tell us more about it, the name and the origin. The floor is yours.
Awesome. So APMA, we have a student-run podcast called Straight from the Soul. We'll be shooting our first inaugural episode tonight, actually, around 6 o'clock. Basically, it's a voice for all the students across the United States, and also for prospective students that have questions about the field itself and where its trajectory is going.
Oh my gosh, that's great. So give us kind of a glimpse of the future here. What are the episodes? What are you highlighting?
So the first episode today is basically like this questions to some other APMA members. The second episode, which we discussed before too, FPMA, is like the woman in podiatry episode. So
yes,
a lot of women have questions about how to run a practice, how to have a family, those type of situations while actually ascending through podiatry. And as that not only can help podiatrists, but also all women in medicine as well. So that's a big episode, and a lot of people are excited.
Oh, very much so. Well, it's interesting, Kenny. It's one thing to film an episode. It's a whole nother thing behind the curtain, right? You've been working on this for a long time. You're getting music, you're getting art, you're getting the filming, you're getting editing. I commend you for your energy, especially as a student.
Right. I'm nothing without, my team. I'm a former athlete, so nothing without the team that's next to me. And this teammate in this avenue of my life is the board of trustees of APMA and all of my President's Committee Chair members. They've been exceptional for helping us build this platform for the future.
Oh my gosh, I'm looking forward to watching and listening, audio and visual.
I think it's gonna be audio and visual.
Oh, that's
visually. Should be uploading on YouTube. I think it's gonna also have a video, audio only Spotify, but it's still in the works for that.
Absolutely, that's the way to go. Well, if Joe or I can help you or give you any thoughts or ideas, please just reach out.
Absolutely. It's a pleasure always to talk to you both.
All right, my
Thank
friend.
you so much.
All right, we'll see you tonight.
Yes.
Okay, bye-bye now.
We all know that early detection is the most important determination in improving patient outcomes. Bako Diagnostics remains committed to supporting you in your role as the first line of defense in diagnosing lower extremity pathologies. Bako Diagnostics, helping podiatric physicians keep America on its feet.